And then it goes down. I got the 90s and the 80s. The 90s, because you got a lot of stuff that had been sampled. But then I'm going to say the 80s because everything's been sampled from the 80s. But the 90s more or less so because of the R&B. And then the hip-hop was more, it was more raw. You got Nas, you got Jay-Z, you got A Tribe Called Quest. See, I'm kind of a backpacker, but I go in and out. Like, I go in and out between the trap rap and then the conscious rap and then all this other stuff. But
I'm tapped into all that. So
that's what I'm saying. But a lot of the 90s music influences a lot of our favorite artists today. And then, you know, like if you listen to J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, you can kind of hear the influence from other artists. And then, you know, they take
especially
samples.
Kendrick Lamar. When I first heard, especially that first album from Kendrick Lamar, I was like, this is an Outkast album.
Yeah.
Like,
Outkast is part of the 90s. I can remember being like, I can remember being like 7 or 8 years old, and my brother's friend had the Outkast tape. I think it was, AT-Aliens or something.
AT-Aliens, you got Stank
Fam
On
would
You.
not stop playing that fucking tape. It was like the little look, this is how old we are. The fucking the shit that you had to rewind back.
Yeah, I remember.
It
It had side A and side B. You could flip it in and flip it over. And put it in.
It wasn't no CDs, nigga. It was like you had to, and then if somebody ripped that shit up.
So your album back in the day, your album couldn't have been trash because motherfuckers had to listen to that shit, and they had to fast forward. Like, God damn, this song ain't over yet.
Nigga, I remember dubbing shit too. Yeah. Remember niggas used to dub shit off the radio? I remember I dubbed, what was that? Slim Shady shit. Nowadays, everybody would talk. I dubbed that shit off the radio, DMX shit. But man, like the 90s was, to me, influence. That's probably one of my favorites just overall because you had good R&B, you had good hip hop, great hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you can't ask for nothing else, and it influenced a lot of stuff going into the early 2000s and on out. That's one of my favorite eras. I can say the 80s because, like, bro, I honestly say this. I say this shit all the time. 80s is the second. It's a 1A. It's 1B to the 90s. Because if I was born in, like, 1967, bro, I would be doing so much drugs. Because the 80s music was so fucking drug influenced. It's like, bro, you ever listen to, like, fucking, who is that? Goddamn, who was that? Not just Rick James. Rick James had a bunch of songs about cocaine, but like it's other people like Earth, Wind and Fire. And everybody, I know niggas gonna be looking at me like Earth, Wind and Fire, bruh. Tell me you wouldn't do a line to fucking Earth, Wind and Fire if you heard that damn September come on, bro. You heard that shit come on, bro. I'm doing some coke. I'm fucking doing coke.
That nigga fucking with booger shit.
A lot of the music in the 80s. Niggas was getting that white shit in. Like, bro, like, I can see why niggas is getting hooked. Like, you can't tell me the 80s weren't one of the greatest times to be partying other than the 70s. But niggas had the good shit. And it wasn't that stepped on shit, the shit with the fentanyl. Look, I'm talking drug shit. I'm definitely gonna have to, they're gonna probably demonetize this shit. But
you gonna do some booger shit.
I ain't even flexing. I would do fucking just everything in the 80s. If I was born in the 60s, the late 60s,